All right, happy Friday to you. Welcome to the third hour of National Report. We're glad you're here. I'm Sean Kreisman.
I'm Emma Reckenberg. Thanks so much for joining us.
Democrats planning to expand the Supreme Court from 9 justices to 13, but it's a plan that's been brewing since the death of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg last year and the appointment of Amy Coney Barrett late in President Trump's term. So how far does this go? We're pleased to have Congressman Jody Hice of Georgia joining us now to discuss this. Congressman Hice, thanks so much for coming on. You know, your Democratic colleagues yesterday had a lot to say about the matter of court packing. I want to play this for you and get your reaction. This is Congressman Jerry Nadler.
Everything that Senator Markey said about the maneuvers of Senator McConnell and the Republicans delegitimizing the Supreme Court is obviously true. There is no justification. There can be no justification for what they did. And how can Americans look at the Supreme Court and expect it to do justice, to do equal justice, when it has been so severely and obviously politically manipulated?
And Congressman, he also went on to say that conservatives were the ones to pack the court. How exactly did Republicans manipulate the court?
Well, they didn't. We all know that. I mean, the president has the responsibility to be involved in that process, as does the Senate, when there is a vacancy. And of course, that took place with the passing of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and the president did what he was supposed to do, and so did the Senate. But what is happening now is absolutely the politicization of the Supreme Court by the Democratic Party. They are not interested in justice. They are interested in power. And they want to tilt the Supreme Court in favor of their radical left-wing socialist agenda so that they can cram that agenda down the throats of the American citizens. This is shameful in every sense of the word. It is dangerous. It is frightening. It is for this reason that the people of the United States are frightened by this current administration and the maneuvers that are taking place by this radical Democratic Party.
But where could this go to the House, if at all? House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says she has no intentions on bringing it to the floor. How do you see this? Is this just a platform, if you will, for Jerry Nadler and a few others, or do you actually see this going somewhere?
Well, I certainly hope it does not. I mean, I don't put anything past this Democratic Party right now. They are cramming things down our throats here in Congress without us as Republicans, a minority party, having any voice whatsoever. Without having any voice at the table, without having any influence through amendments and so forth. It really is a frightful time. So I don't put anything past them. I think Speaker Pelosi is probably keenly aware that this is not a popular idea with the opinion of Americans. And so probably for that reason, she's making comments that she's making. But still, I don't put anything past this radical bunch. They will do anything to advance their own power and their own political agenda.
And also keep in mind, they still have that commission for 180 days to examine the court, if possible, reforms or additional seats. So there's also that complete separate parallel channel that's happening at the same time. I've got to ask you about this, Congressman. U.S. intel essentially walking back claims Russians put bounties on U.S. troops. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki, but she's standing by this story. Listen to what she had to say.
We felt the reports were enough of a cause of concern that we wanted our intelligence community to look into those reports as a part of this overall assessment. They assessed with low to moderate confidence, as you alluded to, that Russian intelligence officers sought to encourage Taliban attacks against U.S. and coalition personnel in Afghanistan. So while there's low to moderate assessment of these reports, we felt it was important for our intelligence community to look into it.
All right, I didn't hear what she said in the last part there, but again, she says low to moderate confidence. That's from U.S. intel. So you can see the White House is trying to stick to the U.S. intel. But again, low to moderate confidence in this intel report about bounties put on by the Russians, something that would have damaged the previous administration's campaign for re-election. What are your thoughts on this finally coming, essentially getting more light now that it actually doesn't look like it was true at all?
Yeah, it wasn't true. This is just more of the same, creating fake news, fake stories, attaching it to, in this case, President Trump, a false accusation, which we had the intelligence then that said this was nothing but a rumor. But the Democrats and the liberal media would not accept that as an answer. They ran with it. They continue to highlight the false narrative. And now that Joe Biden's in the White House, they come out and admit the fact that it was a false story, a rumor from the beginning. And, you know, why don't we just get to the truth? When the people need the truth matters. And yet this Democratic Party has nothing to do with embracing the truth. All they want to do is embrace their own political power and the advancement of their radical agenda. And you know, it's good that the truth has come out. It's shameful that it's come out this late in the game. It should have come out when we first knew what the truth was and when we first had the intelligence information to confirm what was reality.
Well, you know, getting to the truth is so important. It's very, you've got to keep in mind that this U.S. intel story about the bounties, this was actually a leak. So it's important to find out where that leak came from, number one. Number two, media is complicit in this. You may remember back when this story broke, the media so confident in this Russia bounty story. Take a look at this.
In our World Lead today, President Trump dismissing the Russian bounty intelligence story as a hoax meant to damage him and Republicans. The president often touts his relationship with his Russian counterpart, Vladimir Putin.
The White House also responding tonight to a bombshell report accusing Russia of offering bounties to the Taliban to kill American soldiers in Afghanistan.
And now you know, from this reporting in the New York Times, which has since been confirmed by the Wall Street Journal, that not only does the president know that Russia was paying for American soldiers' deaths.
News. Get this. The Washington Post is now reporting that the alleged Russian bounties to Taliban fighters in Afghanistan are believed to have resulted in the deaths of U.S. troops.
Like this New York Times story about a stunning U.S. intel assessment, finding that Russia secretly offered Afghan militants bounties to kill U.S. troops.
Low to moderate confidence, U.S. intel. What's more, President Biden, when speaking with Russian President Vladimir Putin, he's not even talking about that. He's talking about the breach in intelligence. Nothing about bounties, and there's a reason for it. Congressman, in closing, your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, you bring up a great point. Where did this leak originate? Where did it come from? Of course, we saw multiple leaks under the Trump administration. We need to find out where all those leaks came from. But because this was a false leak and the media ran with it, I wonder if the media now will come back and apologize for spreading that false narrative and admit the fact that it was they who were wrong, not President Trump. This is a continual disgusting display of the biasness of our current media and their willingness to play the game to advance that which is what the Democratic Party wants. It's a shameful thing. They need to apologize.
Well, don't hold your breath on that apology, Congressman. Just my advice to you and myself here. Congressman Jody Hice of Georgia, good to see you, sir. Have a great weekend. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.